I got a few screws loose since the days of my youth.
Today, what I want to discuss is something that I'm pretty sure if you're a regular listener, you know that we talk about a lot, and that's social situations and how P and I both avoid social situations at all cost. Me personally, I'm extremely uncomfortable around people, especially people that I don't know. And when I say no, I mean like intimately or real close or whatever. So the reason why I've been thinking about it a lot more lately is P and I both have been considering going to the Pod Excellence weekend in Charlotte because P lives in Charlotte. P from Charlotte. We still haven't fully committed yet, and things like this we do last minute, like the day of shit, hoping that tickets are sold out and we can't get in, and then we can be like, oh shit, well we tried, but tickets were sold out, man. I mean, what you gonna do? um I I talked about in a couple of episodes about 10 years ago I had to get a colonoscopy for some stomach issues I was having. If I had to choose between a social situation, a social gathering, a networking event or something like that and a colonoscopy, I'd probably go with the colonoscopy, to be honest with you. Um so anyway, we have been tossing around the idea of going to the Pod Excellence weekend. And I wanted to talk about a few of the times where I did have to go to social situations where it was almost like I'm forced to go. I have no out, no excuse not to go, whether it be for work or whether it be family stuff. Um, I can tell you, when I walk into a place and I don't know anybody, so I want everyone to picture maybe they call them halls here in New Orleans. They're basically like, I don't know. Uh, they're big ass rooms with tables and shit, people sitting down, and it's what I'm picturing. Pod Excellence weekend to look like. You might have a DJ, you might have people up dancing and stuff. So when I walk into a place like this, right, music. That's the first thing that fucks with my senses. Loud music coming from like, those big ass DJ speakers. If I can't hear what's going on, let's say 20 to 25 feet away from me, which is, it's a pretty good distance. But if I can't hear what's going on that far away from me, I'm immediately uncomfortable because one of my superpowers have been taken away, which is the ability to listen to multiple conversations and multiple people at the same time and process it in real time. So there can be a group of four people over here somewhere. They're having a conversation amongst each other, right? Talking and laughing. A group of three people over here on this side. There can be two people behind me talking. And it sounds like a whole bunch of murmuring to, I guess an average person, maybe. I don't know. But to me, I can distinctly make out each and every one of those conversations, who's saying what, and that's a product of my anxiety. Because I'm so anxious, I'm on high alert and every little detail I catch. I don't know what the benefit of that is, but it's one of my superpowers. So again, going back to the music. If there's any music, loud music, and I can't hear what's going on around me, my heart starts beating a little faster. um, and what else? So I'm gonna use an example here. There's two that come to mind. We went to Becky's brother's wedding reception, right? I know nobody there. I knew Becky's parents and I knew Becky. That's it. And I I wouldn't even say I know her brother, but I know who he is. So we get in there, and of course, music. I can't hear what's going on. I can feel the bass in my chest, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of people walking back and forth, and it's fucking nerve wracking. So I go find a table and I sit down, right? I can't be in the center of the room. I go find a corner or a wall. I want to be up against the wall. And that's kind of counterintuitive. You would think, well, if you have anxiety issues and you want to escape from something, why would you want a wall behind you? I guess it reminds me of maybe my time even in the detention centers where if you don't know anybody, anything can happen. So you would want a wall behind you so no one can come up from behind you. It's almost like you'll hear when people get out of prison, if they go to a restaurant, or even people from the hood, if they go to a restaurant, they want to be able to see the door. They want to be able to see who's coming and going. So that's kind of the viewpoint I take too. I want a wall behind me and I want to be able to see the entrance and exit. And I'm just going to sit there and monitor. That's it. Not going to go around and introduce myself. I'm not going to talk to anybody. So at this particular event, Becky introduced me to a couple of people, and I guess she realized after like 2 or 3 introductions, like, yeah, this nigga don't want to talk to nobody. He don't want to be introduced. And I really didn't. I'm just like, when's this shit going to be over? When's this shit going to be over? So anyway, that's one of the things. And I don't like people talking to me. Now, it sounds kind of fucked up because I'm in a social situation. That's what people do. They socialize. So people will come up and they'll start talking to me. Hey, how are you? Hey, what's your name? And in my head, I'm like, the fuck away from me. Why are you talking to me? Why? No, seriously. And this is what I'm saying in my head. Like, seriously, why the fuck are you talking to me? Don't talk to me. It's rude to fucking talk to me. And I get angry at them. So, yeah, man, I'm a fucking mess. But some of the other things that I do too. So we've already established I need to see the entrance and exit. I need a wall or I need a corner behind me so no one could come up from behind me. I don't like to be surprised. If you gonna come at me, I want to see you coming at me. Don't stab me in the back, stab me in the chest, nigga. So it's like some of the things I look for are key people too. Now, probably not at a wedding reception, but let's think of some kind of event, a club or, something like that, a concert. The nigga that's the loudest, that's the flashiest. And when I say flashy, I mean, nice clothes, expensive jewelry, expensive shoes. You can tell, you can kind of look at a nigga and tell like, okay, he spent a couple dollars on it. I'm not worried about him. The reason being, and he could be loud and he can be, posturing but at the end of the day, nigga, you dressed too nice, which tells me you have a lot to lose. I'm not worried about you if you have a lot to lose. I'm worried about the nigga that ain't got nothing to lose. So, like I said, you're all dressed up all nice. You got all this nice jewelry on and you're not a threat to me. And all I'm doing, I'm trying to identify threats because honestly, everything and everybody is a threat. We just got to determine which level of threat you are, if that makes sense. So I'm looking for the nigga that's moving quiet. The nigga that's not talking to nobody. The nigga that's, he's there with somebody, but he's not really supposed to be there. So I'm looking for those type of people. Quiet, kind of withdrawn, people that would honestly look like me. Those are the people that kind of concern me. I consider them threats. Because you're not really interacting. You don't really look like you belong here. You don't fit in. And you're not dressed as nice as that dude over there, with the Gucci or the Supreme and the, $1,000 shoes. you wearing a pair of Air Force Ones and shit and some Levi's, nigga, you might not have nothing to lose. So you might be looking, what I'm saying, to rob the nigga with the damn Gucci and shoes or whatever. So, I start identifying, I scan the room. I'm always scanning. My eyes going left to right. And like I said, I have that super hearing where I can listen to multiple conversations at the same time and know exactly who's saying what and what's going on. And that's all I'm doing. But what that does is it elevates my heart rate, elevates my heart rate, elevates my heart rate until my heart is beating like super fast. Then I start either if I'm sitting, my knee will start bouncing. Well, you can't see it even if you're looking on camera. But you know what I'm talking about, where your knee is just bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down. And once I get to that point, I'm like, okay, I'm really uncomfortable right now. So let me find a way to excuse myself. I used to be a smoker. I used to smoke cigarettes and I didn't really like smoking cigarettes, but they were a convenient excuse to step outside. So what I started doing is, like I said, I've been to a handful of places with a lot of people that I didn't want to be in, but one of my go-tos was to pick up my phone, look at it. Now, of course, it's my thermostat. Right now it's my thermostat app, but I would pick it up, look at it, put it to my ear and say, hold on. Let me step outside. And I'd walk outside with a phone to my ear with probably Facebook or, Twitter or some shit open on it. I wasn't on the phone. I didn't get no calls. And I would walk outside and I would walk far away enough to where I didn't have to act like I'm on the phone anymore. And I just chill for a minute. I'd either go sit in the car or if the car, wasn't in walking distance, I'll go stand down the street, just somewhere where I can be away from it all. And then what I do when I get there is I process everything. I might have been in there 15, 20 minutes. I take the time that I'm sitting down to process everything that I witnessed, everything that I experienced, all those threats that I was looking for. I'm processing, okay, now are they really threats? Are they really people I need to be concerned about? Or am I overreacting because I'm anxious and so on and so forth?